Okay. I don't remember, it's that one. Yippee. Tack. It's tack stream time. Yay. What in tarnation is this opening? Oh my god, is Syntax already in here? How is Syntax already in here? Syntax, what? Where did you come from? We don't. This is tragic. GG. Yeah, this is most of the idea of this capstone was to get opposition that's like the most godlike for your black cap on the planet. The black cap really wants to be on D3 right now. Right? That's the entire idea of this capstone. Very desperately. I played both of them already, and let me say, we might see some interesting moves. Yeah, it's gonna be a wee bit intriguing. Based on what I've seen so far, I think the intrigue is justified. Oh lord. It's fine-ish? It's not fine-ish. C3, C1, D1, E1, D1 left. Completely fried. Can you even play C1 here? Yeah, it's not great, but like it's a legal move in the game of tack. Yeah, I don't know what Boris is on about. He's probably saying something that's incredibly correct and that I don't understand. But moral of the story is you block and then I block and then we have this whatever the heck thing. Yeah. Like yeah, basically we're just yapping about a matter of white messed up the order of these moves, and so black could have played c3 here. Because d1 left is a much better move, because you're going to have to recapture this somehow. Oh god, what in tarnation? Yeah, I still just think this is like I know it's not great, but like what do you do about it? It's not like a negligible threat. B3, B4 right. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure. It feels kind of fine-ish to me. Like, it's not great, but it's, like, playable. I don't like it, but I'll play it, right? You end up having to do some, like, c6 minus in the future, probably. Yeah, c4 is definitely the move here. B2 up is a silly idea. I don't think it's that much better to do. I mean, you also, like, are very good at understanding these capture threats, and I'm just not very good at understanding them, right? I also think there's a threat of, like, in the line you're talking about, instead of d5, you end up playing c5 instead to make d4 left a good threat. But whatever. Yeah, c4 is the only realistic move right now. That I completely agree with. Yeah. Playable. Ooh, that's actually kind of fine. I don't like it, but like it's allowed. You can't play b2 anymore. But I could even just play like b4 if I really wanted. I mean, I can do anything. b4 is natural too, but c5 is funny. It's a natural move, surprisingly, because, like, I'm in time to cut off a lot of your problems. I still like the look of c5. Oh, okay. Decision has been made. It's... Sure, I don't see it, but alright. Yeah, this is not very buena. No buenissimo. This is the problem, is like d4 is capturable. Yeah. I was looking at this, but because Citadel, but unfortunately is kind of mediocre at best. Yeah. Yeah. This is the move I was looking at. But the biggest problem is there's like some capstone, there's like, I would even play like 2c3 up If c3, well, I guess you can't really do cap up junk because amazingly I have like the staircase to everywhere. You can even just wall, no. This, okay. Wall c5 is fine, maybe? Or just c5? Just c5. Yeah. Oh, God. I'm looking at b2 here. Well, no, it's not in time. a4 is probably good. I don't know what you do. Cry? We at least got black to wall their own horizontal, I feel. Okay, yeah. So, black here feels... It's all good syntax. Sorry, I just checked this because I'm like looking at everything under the sun. This is like... I don't know. Yeah. Don't pull a me. B2. Okay. A3 right is a fantastic response here. At least in my opinion, I could be blatantly incorrect. I see no reason not to play A3 right. It just wins. You can even do d5 minus if you like really want this horizontal. Okay. Okay. That's tragic. Rip. Cinematique. That was cinema. That's all I have to say. Hey, for the beginner-esque level players, that was pretty sneaky. An oxbow road? Ah, but Rabbit has a name for everything. Oh, Vogopolis is in here? Hold on. Let me meme at Vogopolis. Hello, co-commentator who's been around constantly for some reason. Or not really, I don't know.
Well, the reason is that there's so much tech happening.
This is true!
Where there's tech, I'll be there.
Fantastic. Fantastic, even.
I do have chores to do, though, so as soon as as soon as game 2 is over, I am gonna split.
Yeah, go do whatever you want, I don't care.
Are they playing game 2 immediately, or?
I have no idea. It seems like they're not. I imagine they're taking a break. In the meantime, you go do whatever you want. I will probably go grab some foods while, I don't really want to run an analyze PTN on this because it feels very... Oop, I made an interesting capture. Oop, I made an interesting capture. Oop, I placed a wall. Oop, I made an interesting capture. Oop, I made an interesting capture. Oop, I made an interesting capture. For like, what? 20 moves?
Yeah, just a few too many flat-on-flat captures and then missed road.
Yeah.
Basically.
It happens. I'm assuming they're taking a break. In the meantime, I wonder if there's anything like interesting to learn from this game though. In terms of like, if they were to go through the VOD, tblettuce can go through the VOD and always just watch you like do it.
Well, I was thinking, the reason I said SC5 there instead of placing the flat at C5, it specifically relates to Allion. Yesterday was looking at the games that I totally fumbled on.
Yeah.
Against Philip, and one of the tips he was talking about specifically was how I sometimes wait too long to place walls, and how like I feel like C5, you're targeting. I mean, this game might not be exactly relevant to what Allion was talking about with my game yesterday, but I feel like C5 targeting C4, that liability down there, eventually, like. Yep. You're initiating a capture war, and it's eventually going to get complicated, and you're going to have to place a wall there eventually if that plan goes through, and it'd be better to just do that earlier so that you kind of get control of it. And once you do get C4, you can just bring it down, and I feel like that's really powerful for both FCD and also makes a really good road threat and like a super citadel right there in the middle of the...
I agree. Generally, this is a position where you do want to place a wall. Like 9 times out of 10. To be fair, even if you wall here, it's going to be like, fine. It's not really going to change the eval that much. The only problem is it's a little slow. Oh, apparently, no, never mind. It doesn't matter. The problem with the wall here is just that it's a little slow because your entire threat is this like vertical. The wall is kind of throwing this C4 stack at the capstone, so it can't really cash in. It takes longer than C5 does. And black has a like, if you play SC5, I need to play 3 moves in order to make a road threat, right? Like A4, C5 minus, and then 2C4 minus. And black has this vertical at the top of the board that you actually kind of have to deal with. That can pin the wall as well. Yes, I know, Boris. I'm yapping with somebody. You don't believe how many... This bozo is pinging me over and over again. But that's the idea. Most of the time, a wall there is very good. There are niche times where a flat is slightly better because it... there's an idea that Abyss will talk about where sometimes you can place a wall somewhere and it's somewhere you wish you had a flat, right? Where like it'll become useful in my road in the future. And then I'm just putting a wall in the middle of my own road, which is very annoying.
Well, and that's the way that I usually feel, which again results in me kind of waiting too long to play wall. So I guess I think struggling to find that balance.
Starting by being more liberal with walls first is generally better, because a lot of people
Well,
have
that's the beginner trap, I feel like, is placing too many walls.
Well, placing too many walls.
Usually. And then you learn to hold back on them.
The other beginner trap is not placing any walls, and that's worse, in my opinion. I think placing too many walls, at least, like, you get things to defend. But you just need to understand what a decent wall looks like. Parallel center with a mouse slip.
Oh, game 2 started.
Yeah.
I
This
didn't
looks
even
like
notice.
some junk that, like, black would normally play into, and black is, like, what white's position looks like right now. How odd. Can you just play C1 here? D2? Surely even just B3 right is fine. Yeah, B3 right looks playable. Maybe not. Maybe C2 up is, like, somehow better. A3. Yeah, that's the problem, is the black capstone needs to get to D3, like, badly. And you've let it do so with tempo. Unfortunate. Yeah, like, even CE3 is fine here. CD2 probably better. Maybe you can wait a turn? Can you wait a turn? I don't know. No, because then D2 and then, like, D3 left is coming or something stupid. If you play, like, CE3 in the future, there's this stupid D3 left move. Maybe it's fine, though, actually. Maybe E3 left is somehow okay. Oh, okay. That looks no buena. You just took away one of your capstone squares, right? This is a typical idea that happens where in the opening you want to play a little bit spread out and in weird places sometimes, especially in like crisscrossy positions, right? Because in crisscrossy positions, a lot of the importance lays on where your capstone is going to land. So if I'm placing where I want my capstone, then like I'm just not going to have a good capstone. Yes, Boris, but you haven't been streaming it. You don't have a VOD for it. But yes, you have definitely been over this idea. Or do you just mean like today? Or with lettuce or something? Oh, yeah. C2 is...
Well, it's basically just cope for, they're like, oh, I should have put my capstone on E3. Oops.
I should have put my capstone on like D2 or E3. Guess I'll put it on E2. I mean, this is somehow kind of fine, I think. E4 is coming, though. Or D5. Okay. I don't know if this works. What do you play, like C5 here? C5 is hilarious. I hate that that works. God. Yeah, Topaz, Berrybot would play like C5 here. Topaz would play some like D6, C5 after. The problem is C5 is incoming for black if you don't do something, I think. Maybe C5 isn't that good of a square for black. You also have this like A4 problem. F3 may be better. F3 is definitely better. Is there a reason to do capstone up now? Sure. Same-ish, I guess. The problem is I still think that C5 is, like, fine. Well, I guess C5, A4, B3 right, and then you get some, like, B3 back. Yeah. Ooh. The reason I'm talking about c5 so much here, like, c5 isn't actually amazing, but c5 is this idea where, like, I support my horizontal on the top of the board and its attack threat with c1. So it ends up being supporting two things at the same time, so it's a relatively important square to have. You also have tack with, like, d4 left or something in the future, maybe. b3 pretty buena. c1 is too fast. Yeah, c5 now. c5 is, this is what I mean. White needs c5 at some point here. It's the critical square for the way these shuffles are.
White should have gotten c5 earlier.
The reason I wanted c5 earlier is because it allows you to pivot at the horizontal on the top earlier if, like, black doesn't respond. And it makes it so your capstone shuffle is better. Basically, you're supporting all of the ideas. You're transposing the order of the moves, right? But it ends up actually benefiting you slightly. Cap up is allowed. Yeah, b1 is not allowed. If you're going to do b1, do a2. Oh, and black is winning. That's rough. Okay. Whatever you say, boss. c5, fine now. c5, a4, e4. Yeah, black is just winning now. GG. Place more flat, do more better. c5 just wins the game. a4 instead.
Ooh.
Okay. I guess this is scarier. a4 is like mildly spooky looking, but it's not really a threat. This a2, this vertical is dead now, right? a2 right, a3 minus, there is no problem. Unless you end up with some, like, magic capture on a1. But it's going to take way too long to set up. It's basically dead. Yeah, exactly. c5 is kind of the problem. Wait, a4 is a4 bad because after capstone up you have a3 up? That's some junk I would play. Look, you just gave me a pathway to attack threat. a3 up, b1 right. I mean, yeah, but I'm just happy I've, like, killed junk. I've killed your vertical, like, for free now, right? And it supports my eventual, like, b5 moves. It makes it so I don't have to play a6 or a5, like, ever. No, I mean for the vertical on the top. Well, yeah. I know I killed the vertical by playing SA2, but the vertical still, like, could have bought you tempo, right? The vertical after a3 up can no longer buy you tempo. There is no tempo to be bought with this vertical anymore. It's just here. Like, c5 could have bought you tempo with, like, you're forced to move the wall right, or you're forced to make some weird capture, and then I end up with, like, horizontal threats on the top of the board on the pivot because my capstone can throw, and I've prevented all of your threats. It was pretty punishing, right? It was completely winning after c5. Now it's just, like, still pretty winning, but it's a little hard to clarify now. There's some nuisance moves to be had.
What?
What?
Yeah, it's...
Nope, we're playing it. Okay, that's a decision. Yup. Also, hi, Swanee. Someone showed up in here. We don't know. Yeah, the reasoning for playing the wall on F3 is, to cry. I feel. Praise be,
They're
it is
resigning.
not Tinue yet. Why was SD3 reasonable for that wall? No. SD3 unfortunately does nothing.
Yeah, like what, putting it in D3 instead of where they put it? Yeah, that just doesn't do anything.
Hello.
Hello?
Howdy.
A human person, I think, probably. Hi, Syntax. How are you?
Hi. I'm on lunch right now.
Oh,
So
okay.
Nice.
We're watching
let
some,
me pull up the game on play tack myself so that way I don't hear myself 2 times.
We're watching some Curious Tack. Yeah, Capstone up actually annoying here.
Yeah, I was thinking Capstone up earlier when they played the wall.
Yeah, if you're gonna cut off this threat, you might as well do it this way.
Is this their game 2 by chance? I was in a meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, White is completely losing this game, unfortunately. They have White has walled Chase, Black has walled 0 times and has momentum. Oh, okay.
By the way, game 1 was won by Lettuce as White.
That is what I expected. And I am expecting it again for game 2.
It is looking pretty good for Black right now.
So my theory behind it, well, not theory,
Okay.
my prediction behind it is because my 2 games against Puffers or Samoyed both ended in blunders.
Oh.
So I have a very strong feeling that it might end the same way for both the games without even watching them all the way through.
Yeah, the first game ended with a missed road.
You know,
Unfortunate
this position depends on them seeing the double road threat. They're taking their time, so hopefully they see it.
Are you talking if they were to play E3?
Oh, well,
Oh.
GG. My bad.
They didn't even see one of the road threats.
Oh, now I see it because of the capstone right there, yeah.
Capstone blindness. Welp and
Yeah.
breathe. Okay. That was...
I feel very sorry for Puppers. Like, they're playing pretty... They look to be playing better than they were with me, which is good, but it's painful to watch that.
Unfortunately, TAC is a very hard game to, like, fully process everything. So, just because, like, you have to be...
In the moment, yeah.
You have
There's
to be
so
aware
much
of,
to
like...
think about.
How do I explain this? There's, like, 20
The skill
different
ceiling
ways...
is very high.
Yeah, it's not even just the skill ceiling, it's, like, the branching factor. Like, I could do, like, 20 different moves that do similar ideas. And it's which one supports me better later. How do I support myself better later? What am I going to, like, end up... There's this weird strategic element where, like, 10 moves in the future, me making this road threat can be covered by this, like, capture I have to make. And so I end up giving you more flats, which gives you a Galet threat. Or,
Yeah,
like...
it's just... There's
me
so
playing
much
this wall is,
behind
like...
it.
Me playing this wall to defend your threat actually cuts off my threat as well, and so I'm going to end up, like, not having any threats, and you just win by like forcing me to make more captures.
Yeah, my brain is.
Yeah, Riddle
like
makes a
it's
good
getting-
point in the playtech chat. Riddle says that basically, and I agree that like 90% of getting to even my level of like as high as you can get in the rankings is just like 90% just not missing roads and just spotting roads. Basically,
Yeah.
do 100 one-ply puzzles, and if you can spot roads, you're gonna beat like 1700 rated and below players at least.
I don't
At least
disagree.
sometimes.
It's just like, to me, that's like that's the equivalent of being able to spot like main ones, right?
Yeah,
And in
but
chess,
in
it's
tech
like-
it's so much harder
yeah.
that
You'll be able to like use these things to your advantage, but if you try and get any amount deeper into that, it takes so much more. Like as a base ground for learning.
oh yeah, exactly. That's why the gulf between me and like a top 20 rated player is like
Oops,
is
I'm getting
vast.
absolutely bodied.
Because I'm just coasting on pattern recognition.
I mean, Allian is playing
Intuitive
based on
playing.
like half pattern recognition and like half tactical like calculation anyway.
Yeah, like I do feel like me and Allian have weirdly somewhat similar play styles, but he's just way more actual precise about it. More accurate about it.
Boris and I actually play like somewhat comparably in like our ideas. He's just 9 times better at it and calculates like 20 more lines than I do.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
he just understands the game better.
Anyway, I gotta run, so see ya.
Have a good rest of your everything. Bye.
Good chatting. Bye.
I think that's the end of that game, and I don't think there's another game for a second. Yeah, I can't see.
Yeah, I saw all the games that were happening yesterday while I was driving down to Indy,
There were so
and I was
many
like, man,
games.
I would love to watch. But I
There's-
was literally driving, and it was so windy yesterday. My Jeep acts
Oh
like
my
a sail.
It's
Like I was getting shoved around on the highway.
I can still hear the wind whistling outside my window.
Yeah, yesterday was actually wild.
Yeah,
But-
it's just over here. It's just as bad today. Like unironically,
Yeah.
I can see like 50 meters instead of 20 meters now. So that's cool. I guess. Maybe 100.
It's less bad today out here, but it went from like nice 60, 70 degree weather to 32.
Well, okay, I also live in the
Oh,
northern
no.
Midwest, so for me, like 32 is
I'm in-
expectation.
I'm in the Midwest too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be a blizzard up here.
Yeah, it's actively snowing right now.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh, like it's not bad snow. It's pretty light for us today, but it just went from a nice, really good day yesterday to just snow the next. I'm like, bruh. But anyways, I'm gonna head out because I am chowing down on some chili lime chicken right now.
I just play squares and hope for the best. Have a good rest of your work day.
I will. Peace out.
Peace. Riddle, that's so true. It's the Lottie mindset of monkey brain place tile, place rock on board. Place stone on board of grid. Yippee. Anyway, yeah. Can I play right now? I mean, I'm down to play. We'll see if there's another game that pops up in the meantime. But yeah, I'm super down to play. If you wanted to yap, you can join the Discord and yap. If you don't want to yap, that is also perfectly fine. Wait, let me look for you quick. Am I stupid? There it is. Okay. That's that. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, I'll probably stop the stream for this one for now, though. Oh. You'd rather write. For match would be epic. Okay. Yeah, I'll just call the stream on this one. And yeah. That game was, those games were weird. But they were fun. I hope everyone has a good rest of their, or whatever the rest of today will be. And, it's so windy outside. Yeah. Tickety-tack.